What's going on everyone? Supreme Kami over here. So I am going to be going over the Christmas capsule banner with you guys, and then just going to be doing an alteration review as well, because I don't really plan on to summoning a lot right now, because I do purely want to wait until Thursday night just to see what we have. But in terms of this banner, I think a lot of people are kind of questioning, should I summon on this banner? Like if we compare it directly to last year's Christmas banner, this one in terms of the time period, this one wouldn't even be released today actually. This one would have been released, let's say, on the Thursday night slot, because last year around this time we had a standard week as well. So I'm not sure why they pushed that forward like that, but so that leads me to expect maybe Thursday night they will drop like a different type of banner, maybe, I don't know. But this one being labeled as a Christmas banner, I don't really want to call it a bait, because this one does packs a lot of deal. If we take a look at, let's say, the step up, definitely the step up compared to last year is definitely underwhelming. But we cannot deny the fact that it does come with the awakening circuit right there for your 7-star right there. I will have to say that is, as far as that, you do get some alteration too as well. I'm not gonna call this like the biggest incentivized to summon on it, because like if you don't have, let's say you guys never summon on any banner that has any 7-star, you wouldn't need the material. You guys can definitely farming up slowly with those warfare events, missions and all that. So is this something you will need to summon for just because it has these kind of incentivized items with her? I would say no, purely not the case at all. But I do think that there's definitely a few good parts. Like to me personally, after looking at the whole kit, I would have to say there are definitely a few parts in my mind that I feel like is different than the others, or it's just more or less unique from what we have seen so far. I think the case is definitely has to be one of the beam saber right here. This one definitely takes the cake to be one of the more unique beam saber in terms of the portrait wise, because this one's going to be an initial skill boosting by a 20% on right here. After alteration, it also gains another EX skill initial charge boosting by another 20%. What's interesting about this one as well, let me actually take a look at it at the altered version. So this one, I would have to say the beam saber is definitely a top choice for anyone, literally for anyone out there. Especially, I would have to say this one is going to cater in a lot to, let's say, free-to-play players, or even casual play, if you guys are able to luckily summon this part. We're taking a look at this at base level 1 portrait, and look at this, already at 10%. So what this means is, if you guys are using some long casting EX skill, for example, let me just take a look at this one for say. You guys do have to look at this. First time users, it's going to be a 30 seconds. So if you have this one on, like if you just have this equipped, 20%, this literally cuts down your first time usage, I will have to say, down to maybe 5 seconds ish at the most. So just having this beam saber is gonna definitely cut a lot of work right there. So so this part right here is definitely one of the more unique I have ever seen. So not bad for sure, definitely great addition to have. So so that's why I will have to say second V may not be the most like hype unit, but in terms of the utility this one is packing, I would definitely give this like a A+ right there. So head wise is definitely a top notch for sure. Definitely boasting what a shooter parts would direly need, which is they did a great job right there. The only viable one that I wouldn't even call it that much viable, it's gonna be the Helios head, which came out during the 2nd year anniversary on the start. So that head part, I will have to say, aged by a lot already, just because what the word tag is building upon, and then just its subslot availability, as well as just a stat distribution. I wouldn't really use it in a shooting based build. So so this one I would truly call a properly shooting base centric head part, coming in at a 40% trade. So this one a definitely must have, and a definitely a must have part to kind of chase, if you will. I know that chasing part is bad, but I'm just kind of like phrasing in a way, okay, for a shooting build, this is going to be like a next part that we can be targeting. And do keep that in mind, like Helios is not a part you can just casually get, because it's supposedly like a battle log exclusive. So you can't just say, oh, let me try to get the head part in some of those ultra banners where you can get a lot of great deals out of it. So no, so this one is purely truly the only one we would have then. So that's not bad. So this is 2 parts. 2 out of the 9 part is the part that you must have. In conjunction to that, The Mega Beam Cannon is definitely a top choice as well. Like, look at this, another EXQ power, initial charge boosting. Why not? You know, just a little bit more to your advantage. If you guys, let's say, did not put a beam saber, and you pull this one instead, this one is definitely a valued part to be getting. Look at the first portrait coming in at 40% trait, definitely top notch. In terms of the stat wise, I'm not really going to be comparing to a lot of like what we have, because do keep that in mind. Like what we currently have does not have access to 7-star, so this innately make this part 100 times better per se. But when you know the question is, whenever they do, they may be on the same power scale, like stat wise, compared to, you know, parts that are somewhere along the line of like anywhere over here. So it's just a matter of like when we can get it. So, you know, but in terms of the typing, this one's going to be another tech attribute. So I don't know, their agenda has been pushing a lot of tech attribute recently. So like the unicorn right there, we have the freedom right there, the double sky Mobius, as well as the build project. Reborn's Gundam, where is he at? This should be somewhere here if I recall. Did I lose him? I think so, right? Yeah, I think the Reborns definitely came out a long time ago. That it might have just gotten pushed down to here, to be honest. It's not here. That is a little bit strange because I can't see. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, they have been definitely pushing a lot of tech attribute lately. So I think the next typing they will be working on specifically is going to be more or less maybe a P attribute, because the Hakashiki is definitely not a bad option. But if I would have to compare the second V to the Hakashiki, I would have to say I'm definitely going with the second V, just because this one has a lot of EX skill, which they're not even that action packed at all. So like I don't know, I rather pick the parts that have some good part rate for say. Torso part is definitely with the Hakashiki hands down the best one to be looking at. Other than that, you just have a little bit more utility based, like I believe the beam saber, right? No, this one, the clay bazooka, yeah. This, oh no, never mind. It's this one right here. Sorry about that. So this one's definitely the better version to be taken out for say. So, but a second B is definitely not a shabby part to be getting. But without any further ado, let me actually hop into some initial Christmas summoning. If they are really gonna be dropping like a new banner on Thursday, I'll definitely come back around and actually do like a properly Christmas hype banner for you guys, definitely. So this is gonna be more or less like a pre-sequel, just gonna be hyping ourselves up to what is gonna be coming on Thursday for say. This one is gonna be a guarantee, so I'm just gonna take my chances right now and just kind of walk away. Let's see. I'm just gonna walk in here blindly. I'm not even sure if I'll walk with like the part I really want for say. So we'll just see. We'll definitely hope for the best. Oh my gosh, this is already a win. Like this is already a win for me. Ooh, what can it be? The R. The R is probably the worst part to get in my opinion, because it is gonna be an arm plus in ratio. So what people would think, you know, oh, look at what kind of stat we can get. But do keep that in mind, if you are going to use that arm plus the integrate shield part, you are definitely going to be losing out the ability to sub slot on a shield slot. So that is going to take away a lot of like, you know, sub slot bonuses you can be getting in terms of portrait wise. So it may look pretty good on the stat paper, but I'm not a fan of that. So okay, so we walk out the arms with this one, so I don't think we're gonna get any more. So ooh, we are. Oh my gosh, wow, we got the mega beam cannon. Okay, wow, like this is looking not bad at all. Oh gosh, man, those Christmas looks are definitely coming in hot for sure. All right, we are definitely on a roll so far. You know, we'll see what this one can be. And yeah, here we go. Gonna walk away with a 3-star, huh? Okay, so let me actually do one more. So I'm actually gonna be stopping right here. So I don't really plan on going in further yet until maybe like, you know, let's say Thursday night per se. So this one is gonna be guaranteed. So this one is definitely a big win of any part. Specifically, I do want the head part because it is gonna be a properly 40% trade boosting for our shooting build, so why not? And I just kind of spotted it, you can do this up to 3 times. So if you guys, let's say later on, let's say Thursday night, there's not anything too hype, and you want to summon this banner, for example. Let's just say this one I'm summoning on right now is definitely the best one to be looking at, because of what kind of freebie we're able to get. So okay, so let's see what we can get out of here. I don't know. I'm kind of scared, I guess, you know? Oh, okay. It's not a head part, is it? No, it's a torso. Okay, okay. Well, it looks like that I'm not able to walk away with the head part in this video. So, let's hope that Thursday they will drop something else that will, you know, kind of steer me away from summoning this banner. But yeah, let me actually take a look at the original one, like the non-step up version. I just want to see if there's any rate difference per se. I don't think there is actually, so 16%, pretty standard. So yeah. So this one is going to be your best bet to summon on, I just have to say. Yeah, 16%, but in terms of what we're looking at, this one is going to be a guaranteed 100%, and this one also going to come with your 7-star awakening circuit, you know, so why not? So this is definitely the best option to be going for. So alright, so now let me actually proceed on with the second half, or just kind of continue on with some alteration review for the second V, just more or less like an initial look. Stat wise, I can't really compare too much, but in terms of what we're looking at, so 14k, let's say 14.2, and then 6,000 or 6.8 right there. So let me actually compare with the Hakashiki, the only one we can kind of remotely compare to. Yeah, so already clear that they made the second V a lot more stronger. This one is disadvantage is definitely going to be having it on an EX skill, so this one already lost like a lot of its I will have to say longevity wise over here. So even attack wise over here would not make up the majority, so yeah, pretty sad unfortunately. Moving on to the torso over here, so I just want to see what's going on. Okay, the armor is definitely high for these over here, so coming in at 6,000 and then 8,000 right there. So let me do a quick comparison as well. Yeah, this one by all means the Hakashiki just is the better one, obviously with the departure wise over here. So in terms of the word type for this one, oh, wrong one, excuse me. This one, let me see, mid-range. I do think that mid-range can cater into a lot of like free-to-play or even casual players, just because I feel like a lot of build may or may not, like depending on the options, I feel like mid-range is a little bit more lenient towards, or just easy to kind of be around. In terms of commander, obviously commander is like one of the, like next to Ace exclusive, one of the best shooting based warp type to be using. But if options are not allowed, you must have to use mid-range way. So this one is definitely not a bad option for sure. Stat wise is decent enough. Portrait wise is definitely serviceable, but not the best, because we have seen 40% trade already. So this one is not going to be something you want to purely upgrade for. Definitely not, right? Alright, moving on to the arm. So this one you can't really compare to anything else, because this thing is right here, does look a little bit amazing, if you will, but do keep that in mind. This is on a, let's say, an integrated part, so you're not really gonna get the most out of it. And if you subslot it to your main, let me say, if you put this on your main, you are gonna lose out the ability to subslot your shield. If you put this on your subslot, for say, you are gonna get, they already cut half of what the parameter is, then apply the ratio to your main slot. So either way, it's not really the best part to be looking at, like this way here. Probably not, you know, this one is pretty bad. This one is pretty situational, maybe 1 out of 3 chances, so you can kind of get that activated. So quite unfortunate right there. So that's why I'll just kind of skip out on the arm. I don't know why they could have just make it like a separate part, because like I don't like, this is like the shield is not even supposed to be attached onto the arm like forever, right now. So I'm not sure why they come to that arrangement right there. So in terms of the delay, the shot attack is actually quite low. Like everything on this is actually quite mediocre, if I have to say. Yeah, this one I don't think a lot of people like these, you know, EXQ power, like your enemy EXQ power reduced right there. So probably not. Like I feel like this leg part does actually have a little bit lower stats than, let's say, the Hakashiki, if I recall. Let me see. Huh. The shot defense on this one is better than this one, but the leg wise is definitely slacking by a lot. I will have to say so. So leg part is definitely not something to worry about if I have to say. Moving on to the backpack. The backpack stat, I don't know. It looks pretty decent enough. Like like I wish it would be like maybe 7K or above. If it was like a 7K above for the defensive value, I think it would age a lot more better. But I feel like 6K like on the upper 6K is definitely low, like really low balling it. If I were to compare it to the Hagishiki real quick, I think maybe this one is higher. This one is actually low on the raw shot attack, but this one is higher. Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's definitely not bad, but probably not something I'm gonna use immediately per se. Just not gonna be it. Beam saber we were talking about, probably one of the best parts we're looking at with this uniqueness right here. Up to a 40% rate on grabs if you are able to get this up to level 10. So pretty good. 10% on base already. Yeah, or 20%. Yeah, that's already good. So, whew, I can't believe it. They made a part this good. Honestly, like even this right here, you get this added onto that. So what is it, 30% or 40% onto that? So that is quite nice actually. This one, what is this one looking like? I didn't even know this is called the 8 armed beam saber. That's quite new to me. This one having a piercing is no, we're not looking at that. No. This one is going to be a beam rifle, but this one is kind of bad in terms of the multi-launcher. If I remember correctly, seeing the Twitter video, it only shoots one round. So even though they call it the multiple launcher, you're not really hitting multiple enemy or multiple rounds. So yeah, this one quite sad as well. So alteration for this one, yeah, probably not. I will have to say even for the stat that is gonna come along having a 7-star rarity, I will have to say not really worth it. So yeah. All right. So last but not least, we have this one over here. I would have to say this one is definitely not a bad option per se. If you purely want a split of EXQ power boosting, or let's just say in any of your build you're not able to cap out on some initial charge boosting here. This one does come in on a flat 15% already, so this one is quite good as well. So if you are not able to secure any, let's say, initial charge boosting anywhere except for the rifle, then this one is definitely a good option to pick up. If I do have to say, like, I believe in terms of ranged weapon, we do have a few. I just want to recheck that real quick. I remember we do, so I just want to quickly clarify that on my end right here. I believe they should, so this one definitely does. What is this one? This one does not. Well, this one technically does for your shooting or for your melee base right there. So, what is it? I believe some other one has it as well, if I recall. Not, oh, this one, yeah, this one is quite unique as well, but not to that same level of usability per se. This one is, no, this one is not good just because of this right there. Yeah, I believe we do have a few, but I can't really recall which of the few ones. I do know that in terms of the same caliber of like the trait wise, we do have one from the Double Sky Mobius, so that. And like these right here, up to a 25% on both per se, you are gonna be getting a 50%. So let me show you guys real quick. So what I was talking about is this one over here. If I take a look at the Double Sky real quick, this one over here. So this one, literally the same thing for say, 25%, and then yeah, this one. If you have those two paired up together, for example, like if you use the beam saber on this one and then use the beam rifle on that one. They're gonna stack up to 50% at max. So that's if you have any EX that is like first time usage of like at least 60 seconds. Oh man, like 50% initial charge boosting is gonna get those EX started right then and there. So but overall, in terms of the second V, I'm pretty much satisfied with how it is in terms of the actual kit. But in terms of the actual unit, I'm not quite sure if I like it to that degree per se. Definitely this one is packing a lot of some uniqueness per se, like the head part, the beam saber, they're definitely like a must have. Even the beam rifle, if you want purely one inertia charge boosting on your rifle per se. This one having like a minimal EX skill does kind of hurts in the aesthetic portion of it. These two EX skill are not nothing too phenomenal per se. You get a backpack on this one, like the second wing per se. Having that heal heal recovery is definitely nice. I feel like in any EX2, if you see that, that is definitely like a mess up. But other than that, I feel like the overall second V is definitely pretty solid. But I would still tell you guys, just kind of hold up onto summoning right now. Just wait until Thursday night to see what we have, and then at that point you can just kind of decide whether or not you want to summon, or you want to wait another week. Just kind of anticipate for like a SoCal week banner per se. But with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it in terms of just doing a little bit of a review for this guy here, as well as doing some summoning. So with that being said, I will catch you guys all on the next one.